Daniel showed up. I was headed over to talk to Buddy, and I seen him coming down the driveway. You know how sometimes you got just a little bit of time to get something to... Katie's over here in the side yard. She came through the barn from, you know, inside the yard, opened the door, the Dutch door to go into the barn so I could feed the goats and Molly. I poured her some feed in the lid of Molly's feed trough, feed barrel. Well, the chickens came and started eating on it, and she started, next thing I know, she made her way around out here to the front yard and was just nibbling at stuff and kept on walking. I was like, I stood out here, I was messing with the back of my car. I've got a little bit of stuff over there at the end of my car that's gonna be going. She walked right past it, didn't mess with it. I don't know if she will or not. Don't put anything past goats. So I'm going to be doing some yard work in the backyard. I'm gonna mow. I'm gonna do some stuff around my pool. And then I want to get started and done so fast on my bedroom floor. We are leaving, we'll video that trip. Me and Mom and Tina and Levi. You know, Levi goes everywhere I go. We're going to Tyler this weekend. No, not this weekend, like today's Friday. We're not going tomorrow. We're going the next weekend. And we're gonna visit the Tyler Rose Garden, and we're gonna do the Azalea Trail. I think there's driving. You can drive through some of it, and then I guess there's trails actually that you can walk to. It's a walking or driving trail. I've never been there. Tyler is only a couple of hours, about 3 hours away, and we've never been. There's so much, you know, we love going. Oh my gosh, the Georgia trip, the Tennessee and Virginia, and in the mountains in North Carolina, and those trips, I would never trade them. I love them. The mountains call me for some reason. I don't know why. The beach doesn't call me like Mom. You know, we'll be doing our beach vacation this summer. Tina's going with me and Mom this time around. And I guess any of the girls that wanted to go could go. But Tina specifically said she wanted to go with me and Mom this year. So I've booked that already. I love using that Vrbo app. If any of you guys have that app or go places where you use it, I love it. I love the fact that there's some things, at least I found it to be true with these renting houses, maybe not hotels, I don't know. But I know with renting like the beach houses, you can pay a percentage. Like now, when you book it, you pay a percentage. And then our trip is in July, so we've been given till July 25th to pay the rest of it. So it's pretty cool. You don't have to just come up with all of that at one time. And you guys know that I'm gonna be looking for a little camper. You know what I really want? I think I've already talked about it before. I would love to take one of those cargo trailers. I don't want a 16-foot long one, something that long. I would think more like maybe 6 foot wide by 10 or 12. I don't want to go 16 foot, but 6 foot wide and 10 to 12 foot long. And I would love just to do exactly what I want to, because RVs, campers, all those things, they do things to them that maybe don't have to be what I would want, or even Mom or Levi. When we go to the beach, because I was talking to Mom, we were talking about it one day, I said, if we just do little day trips, you could hook that on and go. If I have it like built where there's most most of them are the ones that I would want to look at specifically have the little side door. They have the back door, but I would want one that drops down because I would want to use it as a porch. And there's usually a side door up in the front, so a door. So right at that side door, when you step in, right there, I would build a wall. So you would get like this little 2 foot of space in the front that's separate from the rest of it. And I would have a little portable, what are they, the little toilets, the little, you know, portable toilets. I can't even think of the word. I'm drawing a blank. But then I would have a little doorway, just a small doorway, just barely 2 foot wide to go into the rest of the RV. And I would put a bar with a little refrigerator underneath it. And then above the bar, I would put one little set of cabinets on that wall that I built, because it would be a sturdy, good, nice wall. I could hang one little set of cabinets, you know, the little small cabinets. The ones that you see would that would be over your vent hood, you know, the little short ones. And put one of those up there that could lock. Put the little locking thing on it. You can even just do child lock things, just simple. You don't have to go all this fancy to do the child locks on them. So you have to push the button and open them. And you can put, you know, chips and hot dog buns and just stuff like that up there. If you get a long one, and however long the counter is, if I get the long hood vent, the cabinet for up there above the counter, I would even, that's where we would put paper plates and cups if we want. And then I would have a real nice, just linoleum on the floor and maybe a rug in front of a futon. It doesn't even have to be a futon though, because I thought about this later. I was thinking if we wanted to actually use it as a camping thing, we would just about have to have a futon, at least for Mom. Me and Levi could make pallets on the floor. I mean, you're camping. Doesn't have to be fancy, but Mom, I don't want Mom can't get down on the floor and then get back up. She could sleep on the futon. And then just a little card table that folds up, and a couple of folding like camp chairs, or those beach chairs that fold. Remember the poolside chairs a long time ago? They were woven with that little woven fabric, and they were always bright colors. Just something simple that folds up and stores underneath the futon or something when you're traveling. And then I would use an air conditioner like this, these portable ones. So you just have one vent, a little hole at the bottom with that little vent cover like on a dryer that closes when it's not being used and opens when it's blowing to exhaust out. And I would take my little, I don't even know why I even started a conversation with you guys and I can't find my words. My little generator, the little small one. I could even take a couple of those, that one that was just sent to me recently, that one that's it's more like a power bank, but that big one, remember we did all kinds of things. I showed you all in the kitchen, all the things it would run. Oh, and a little small microwave, like the tiniest little microwave ever that you could just pop popcorn in or warm up a hot dog. And then on the back, like where the ramp is, I would come just a couple of feet in, so when the ramp closes, it clears it, and I would build a wall with a storm door. Not a real door. Well, it could be a real door if I wanted, but I was thinking more like my storm door back over here that closes and locks. And if we wanted to camp at night, we could just close that up and lock it and use the side door to do in and out stuff. But while we would be at the beach, we would just ramp that down, and I would fix some kind of legs on it so it would stay sort of flat like a porch. And I just have it in my mind, and I wouldn't have to do a bunch of electrical and plumbing and all that kind of stuff. It would just be simple and easy, and I would decorate it myself really cute and pretty, and the little air conditioner would be in there to keep him cool while me and Mom sit by the water. We'd come in, I'd have a TV, you know, 32-inch hanging on the wall that he could watch his movies with. I have that in my mind as something I would want. So I've got all the plywood for my floor in my bedroom. And I'm going to work in my yard today, but I went and picked this up. So I'm going to have to store it underneath the carport. And I'm going to stain it and start working on getting my floor in my bedroom done before we leave next week. So whatever day I get started on it, maybe tomorrow, it's like once I start, it's going to be a non-stop because everything's going to come out of the room. I'm not going to have a bed. I'm not going to have anything. So once I get started, what I'm going to try to do is set up as much as I can out in the sun with my stain. Get all of them stained. And then get them cut. And then once they're cut, that's when I do that sanding around the edges so you see through the stain and you can see the edge. Because if I stain it dark and then I sand the edges, you see the dark stain and then you see the edge. Because I sand it down to almost raw wood again. Just all the edges. And when you start putting your boards together, that's when you start getting that individual board look. And so if I could get them all stained, that would take a couple of hours, and then get them all cut, be another hour or so. Then they would be ready to go down. Probably would be better to go ahead and polyurethane them. Why? I just would like to know that when I pull everything out of my room, it's because I'm throwing boards. Alright, I'm going to try to pull this with my lawnmower. I hooked the nail right there, but it didn't hold. It bent it. Praise God. Alright, I'm gonna try this. Wish it was a little bit more. This is an old hook. I wish it was just a little bit more hook shaped. Oh, that went all the way through. Alright, we're gonna try this. Alright, so all I did was get some old hay string off the, well, sit y'all up, falling over. Anyway, it almost ripped out this end, but I think we can still use it. We'll see. My worst fear is that it's going to go the opposite direction. It's going to start twisting a different direction, like toward the pool. Look at there. Alright, so I shoved it from this side and got it like unhooked from the dirt from sitting for so long, and then I hooked the hook on this middle and it pulled out. I just need to get it around the corner, but I think now that it's unhooked, I should be able, now that it's loose out of that sitting from so long in that one spot, I think I can hook it back over here and drag it around. At least that's what I'm going to try to do. Then I can try to mow right here, put some bricks back on this side. All right, I've got it around the corner. I've just worked it, worked it, worked it, worked it. I went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, getting it to where I wanted it to be. I think I'm pretty happy. It just needs to be up against the pool now. I think I'm really pretty happy with it right there. You can see I have a little slab I poured when the very first pool the kids ever had back here. Y'all see it? Another sun. Yeah, this is a little tiny slab. This is where the ladder sat and the little bucket, the little pail that they would use to step in and step out when they would get in and out of the pool so they wouldn't take grass in with them and dirt. So I've got the deck to this little deck to right here. And I think if I was to push it, if I could get it going straight, like that little indention part right here, go straight toward that best steel thing on the pool, that gives this corner of the pool, this corner of the deck, the pump would be able to sit on it. I might need to come this way just a hair to the right. But I think I'm pretty happy with it right here. But I'll sit y'all back here. You can see my last little bit of work with this lawnmower. It's not a tractor and I'm not as good as Daniel, but hey, do what you gotta do. I think there's not much space now left. Just this little, about 3 foot. And I'll have it right where I want, but I'm gonna have to probably move this stepping stone and move that one and the bricks and the next stepping stone over. Place. And I want Buddy to come help me. I think he's home. I think I could see him. I was looking through my garage door. I can see the back of their garage, and I could see Steph there a while ago, but she was wearing no shirt. Yeah, that's Buddy walking around. I'm gonna call him over here in a second. Bud! Yeah, he just disappeared because he don't want to help me. I don't really think he disappeared because he don't want, well, I don't know, because that's what kids do. They disappear when there's stuff going on. But this is why I try to do everything myself, because you don't want to bother. He's in the midst of whatever he's doing. He just got home from work, and I'm hollering at him to come over here and help me pull this ladder out. Although it won't take but a minute, but I don't have the strength to pull it out. It's got water in the legs. That's what holds these in. These holes right here, you feel water up in there. You feel water up on both legs, front and back. And now I don't have the strength to pull it over. I'm gonna have to go get him, or at least tell him to come help me when he gets a minute. All right, I'll see you in a second. Daniel showed up. I was headed over to talk to Buddy, and I seen him coming down the driveway. King is across the street in the neighbor's yard. Hold on. Looks pretty good. No more holes. It drug out back there. You want me to pick it up? Heavy. No more ruts. He can't figure out how to turn his hazards on. It's like Mom. He's never had to use hazards. Took you a minute to find your hazards? Okay. Didn't get quite as much done as I wanted to. I did get the yard mowed. I haven't cleaned that corner up yet. I'll do that tomorrow. There is the slide. Not the slide, the ladder. I'm gonna list it on Marketplace, see if anybody wants it. I don't know. I think everybody thought that was a good idea to have those things that, you know, you can close it to keep babies from climbing up it and falling in the pool. And I get it. But it's very unsafe as far as stability goes. Like when you're on it and you're trying to get in the pool, it rocks. I mean, big time. And Buddy and I got it out. Buddy did come help me. Now I've got the deck in place. You can see it over there. It's not finished. I started painting it to brighten it up because it's so dull and you know, just weather. And I got the filter pump right there on the corner, screwed down so it can't move. Anyway, we got a good amount of stuff done today, just not as much as I wanted. Daniel come and did that dirt for me. That was good. He brought rock. You know, in the other video the other day, I said that pile of dirt, he could use that pile of dirt. I don't know why he piled that dirt there, but he said it was him that piled it there, and he said it came from Buddy's when, I don't know, I guess they were, what was left over from, when they drug it, you know, and flattened out the little piece of land for that barn. I guess that was the leftover dirt, but he brought it and put it there. But he came down the driveway, so maybe he did call me, I don't know, because he wasn't supposed to do it till tomorrow, but he said he's putting his tractor in the shop, something to do with the hydraulics or something, so he wanted to get it done now, so I didn't have to wait. So it looks pretty out there. But he did bring 2 loads of rock, and then he said he thought I was moving the dumpster back, and I was like, well, maybe one day, but not right now. That's not, I said, if they pull in here Wednesday to dump that dumpster, and it's back where it sits now just because it looks pretty and flat. I said, they'll sink again. I said, it's gonna have to set up and be, I said, I don't think, I said, dang, I said, there's so many loads from years. I said, not only when I first was gonna bring that bus home, I was telling him that not even, I mean, it packed it down really good when we put the culvert in, but like once a year for the first 4 or 5 years, I had a couple of loads of rock brought in, that gravel, and packed down. And a couple, you know, the next year when I could afford it, a couple of more loads packed down. So it's not just 2 scoops with the tractor. It's got to have more than that for that dumpster truck. So it doesn't bother me that the dumpster is sitting in the actual old driveway. It doesn't bother me at all. I just couldn't stand seeing those ruts that they had left from when they would pull up over there, and there's nothing over there, and there's been nothing ever over there, and it just got worse and worse as it's just wet. It's just wet. Anyway, Molly is eyeballing me, but she's already eaten. She thinks I'm still out here. I'm going to do something, but I'm not giving her anything. The goats have already packed it on. She is still sleeping. I do not know when she's going to get in there one night and have a growth spurt during the night and can't get out, because she is still going into that goat house and sleeping with them at night. And this big old stall right here of hers. Now sometimes, the other night I came out sort of late. Well, it wasn't late. I came out to get Katie and feed her her bottle, but it was about 9:30. And I could see Molly in there, this big white blob, laying in the middle of that little goat house. But when I got Molly, I heard noise in her stall and came over here, and Sam and Gimli, I think, were actually in her stall. So it was like she sort of ran them out of there so they come to this one. Anyway, the floor is starting to go out of it. Remember, that floor was temporary because she needed to come out of that little, you know, when she was little. And we knew that there'd come a time when she would be too big for that floor. And she has, with the weather, and, you know, we get rain and it blows in. And it's right there at that little gate where she steps up in. The rest of it's still holding up pretty good. But right there where she steps into that stall, where the open gate part is, it is rotted out. So now it's already sunk. It's like basically a little section of it sitting on the ground. It's not sitting on the 4x4s anymore. It's broke off. Anyway, I'm gonna try really, really hard to start I put back a little bit of money in my savings every month, but it's not very much. I'm gonna try to up that so I can have, like, for several months, and then take a lump sum and do a project. And then, you know, 2 or 3 months later, take a lump sum and do a project. Because I really do want to hurry up and get that barn. It's not going to be jacked up. If all we do is reinforce everything that's already there and add some stuff that should be there that's not. And then when I build the wall for the little feed room, all of that, everything underneath it that's built up is going to hold it more steady. Daddy said that garage is not going anywhere. It's been through too many hurricanes and flood. Harvey flood is the only one that brought water in there. No other floods we've ever had have come down here, but hurricanes have. I mean, that garage stood just fine, but it sure took out remember that pecan tree that we had over here, and I've got the stump of it over there with the flowers stuck in it. Harvey pushed that tree. That was a pecan tree that was right here. I mean, the deck wasn't here then, but when we built it around the deck, I built that deck in there behind me. When I first built it, I built it around that tree, and then Harvey came and pushed it, and so then it was leaning, and I knew it was leaning a little bit more and more every year, because when you would come down the steps off the back porch where that rail is right there, you could stick your hand out and you could just touch the tree. But it got to where you'd stick your hand out, you'd have to bend out to touch it, and a little bit further and a little bit further, and I knew it was going to come down. And I was afraid that when it came down, the way it was leaning would take out my well house. So anyway, that's beside the point. The garage has gone through a lot, and Dad said it's not going anywhere. So I would like to hurry up and start trying to reinforce everything and get some stalls built in there. Get that outside wall done. So it would be totally, if they came in, even if they come into a wide open barn, there's no way for them to get out. That's what I need it to be. I need it to get closed in completely, gates and walls, gate at this end, or closed in with a door at this end, because it's really just going to be my feed room. So I just go through a door. Remember I said I thought about just doing a slider. But regardless, all that has to be done before I can actually open it and say, come on in here. And once that happens, if I lock her in there 2 or 3 nights in a row, leave her in there with, you know, some hay and her feed, she will start going in there to sleep in that loafing part of it. And then eventually she'll be milked in there in her own little stall. Can't wait for that. All right, I'm gonna go. I love you guys. God bless y'all. This video is probably going to be all pieced together because it's a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and nothing really ever got finished except for that driveway that Daniel did for me today. But I'm very happy with what I got done out here. I just really wanted it to be finished, and it just got too late on me, too fast. All right, God bless y'all. See you later. Katie, I'm trying to do a video.